Welcome to the channel, and today I'll be reviewing Slumber Party Massacre 1982. So today we're going to be reviewing Slumber Party Massacre. If you haven't seen this film, you need to see it. What are you doing? This is a film that you need to get on ASAP. You need to watch immediately because it's amazing. It came out in 1982 at the start of the slasher craze, and it owns that title of a classic because it is, but it's a classic that no one talks about. It's kind of like under the rug, like it really is a under the rug type of slasher because no one talks about it. Only a few talk about it. And Slumber Party Massacre essentially is about, you start off, with this boy. He's throwing newspapers out, and it says on the newspaper, and you hear on the radio, and you see on the paper that a killer has escaped, and he had killed some people in the 60s, and now he escaped, and he's back out. The kills start off very early in the film. The kills start off very early. The killer does drive a little bit in this, and the killer doesn't wear a mask. He does talk sometimes. Um, but I think this killer doesn't need a mask because his facial expression is intimidating enough. And I think Slumber Party Massacre stands on its own 2 feet because of the killer, because of the story and the way it handles itself. The kills are pretty good. The kills are pretty good. The kills and the story starts to pick up more towards the end. One of my favorite kills is the pizza delivery guy kill. It's like the pizza delivery guy's eyes are like pepperoni, or they're like out of his socket. Very creative. So there's some very creative kills in Slumber Party Massacre. And the killer uses this big long drill, which I found that pretty interesting, that he used this big long drill. The Slumber Party Massacre, that's basically somewhat the premise. Is a killer escapes, he drives a little bit, and he stalks these girls that are having a slumber party, which goes to the title Slumber Party Massacre. That kind of goes, Slumber Party Massacre. And that's basically the premise. Killer escapes, he stalks these people, and he kills them at a slumber party. Basically the premise. The kills are really good and creative. The story's really good. The characters are really good. Surprisingly, the acting is really good in this. The Slumber Party Massacre. If you have not seen this film, you need to check it out because it's a horror classic. It's a pretty awesome slasher. It's a really good, really awesome slasher film. Something I recommend you watching, because if you love slasher films, especially 80s horror, this is going to be right up your alley. The Slumber Party Massacre stands on its own 2 feet, and I feel like maybe it's because it came out at the peak of the slashers, but it feels original. Like it's not copying Texas Chainsaw. It's not copying Halloween. There's elements of Halloween for sure. Of course, there's gonna be elements of Halloween in there, but it feels like its own thing. That's what I love so much about Slumber Party Massacre. It feels so much like its own thing, and I love that. So Slumber Party Massacre, I give this film a 9 out of 9. It's not The Exorcist, it's not Halloween, it's not Scream, but it's a really well made slasher film that needs more praise. And it's gave me a video idea because you can make a remake out of this without making people upset. So Slumber Party Massacre. Now I've heard. Now after I watched the film, I was doing my research. There's actually 3 or 4 films. I didn't know that. I don't know how they could be a franchise because the killer dies in Slumber Party Massacre. Maybe they just wanted to make a franchise because Halloween was picking up and Friday 13th was picking up. But there's a franchise, which I'm going to see about seeing part 2 and all those. But Slumber Party Massacre, I give this film a 9 out of 9. the kills are very creative. The story, everything's creative, and it flows well. The pacing is really good, and you are invested into the story, you are invested into the characters. You would think kind of like the parts, like the parts where like if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But if it's like the scenes where like the girls are just like talking things, that's kind of boring. But it's not that boring because you know what's creeping in the shadows. You know what's going to come. So yeah, Slumber Party Massacre. Give this film a 9 out of 9 for being a classic, for being a film that more people need to talk about. So that is my review for Slumber Party Massacre in 1982. If you did enjoy, big thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new. Comment below, have you seen Slumber Party Massacre? If you have not, you need to check this film out immediately. It's certainly a recommendation. Certainly a film that will be on my recommendation list, my top 15. If you did enjoy, big thumbs up. Catch everyone in the next one.